Welcome to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast. This podcast is dedicated to EAS employees of the U.S. Postal Service and members of the National Association of Postal Supervisors. So, pour yourself a cup of coffee and join us for today's episode. And now, here's your host, Robert Wakefield.
Good morning, Branch 32, and good morning to our EAS friends across the country. Welcome to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast, presented by the Nashville Post Office Credit Union. Coming to you live from the 85th Tennessee State Convention, I'm your host, Robert Wakefield.
And I'm your co-host, Ivan Butts.
Ivan Butts! Oh, that is so great. Oh, that's what's going to be our first cup today. We're going to be talking to Ivan Butts. So be sure to go ahead and pour that first cup. Big news from the Nashville Post Office Credit Union. We're now offering money market accounts. That's right. Take your savings to the next level with competitive rates and more flexibility. You can call us today or stop by the branch to learn how you can start growing your money. Your brighter financial future begins here. The Nashville Post Office Credit Union, people helping people since 1925. Big news from the Nashville Post Office Credit Union. We're now offering money market accounts. That's right. Take your savings to the next level with competitive rates and more flexibility. You can call us today or stop by the branch to learn how you can start growing your money. Your brighter financial future begins here. The Nashville Post Office Credit Union, people helping people since 1925. And for our first cup this morning, we are talking to, well, we already let the cat out of the bag. I loved having you introduce yourself on the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome National President Ivan Butts. Ivan, how are you?
I am good, Bob.
Are you doing good?
Yeah, I am doing great.
That's so
Down
good.
here in Franklin, Tennessee with the group and at the 85th Tennessee State Convention having a ball.
You know, it's been a while since you've actually been to a convention.
Absolutely, yeah. I think at least 4 years.
At least that.
At least that long.
And we're glad to have you back here
Yes.
at the Tennessee State Convention. So I wanted to get you while I had you here, since I had you captive. I thought we'll just talk to Ivan and see how he's doing. So tell me, we just got through the LTS. Mm-hmm. And so give me some of your thoughts on that and about the rally that we had. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, really cool. The LTS was really awesome this year. Hats off to Chuck Molador and Bob Levy on setting it up, and the content. I think it was really, really good. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the time that we're in right now is really important and key for us to be engaged legislatively and out there. And the numbers came out. I think we had close to 450 delegates registered.
Oh, wow.
For the LTS, so that was a great turnout. And again, the content and the things that we took to the Hill were of critical importance to us always, as for MSPB rights for all EAS and trying to deal with that. And then the changes to Title 39, which is really kind of important for us, and this pay issue that we've been dealing with since actually 2016
Sure.
with that pay package.
Right.
So it was a great job put on by them. Great speakers. We had Tom Day, who's currently on commissioner on the PRC.
He was excellent, wasn't he?
He was excellent. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. We have met with Tom on a couple of occasions since he's come on as a commissioner, and every time he's really kind of insightful and his knowledge of postal operations obviously is really key and critical, not only on the PRC but probably looking down the road. Obviously, we heard his name as one of the potential replacements for the Postmaster General.
That would be fabulous.
I think that would be fabulous for the agency. That would be fabulous for America, for a sustainable postal service moving forward. So we'll see how that transitions down the line.
Right. So tell me about talk about the rally a little bit.
Yeah,
that was new.
that was really new for us. I mean, so with everything that's been going on with the new administration, then this DOGE unit going around. I
go ahead and take credit.
I thought, that I was thinking as we move closer to LTS, so, what an ideal time with us having, that number of EAS up there in Washington, D.C. for us to kind of put something together. And, so I threw it out there. To Chuck, and he took it. He took the ball and ran with it. He really did. In a short amount of time, he put together a great rally, well participated. I think we have awesome shot of the group that will be in the next publication of the Postal Supervisor that showed the impact. We had great representatives come out.
That's right.
Chris
we did.
Holland, Congressman Fume. And then we had some union partners, the unions. And again, for me, as the president of our management association, this relationship with the union at this level is different than obviously in the field.
Right.
So we have to understand that we need to all kind of be marching together in this campaign on the sustainability and the continuance of the Postal Service.
Absolutely. And we're all in it together. So that's
we're all in this together.
Yeah, we really are.
Yeah, and it was great to have President Renfro come out and President Manson come out and support us.
Who was the lady that said the mail is not for sale? She was the first speaker. What was her name?
That was the first Congresswoman, and I'm blanking.
I'm blanking on it.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm blanking on her name also. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. That's okay.
And I see her, yeah.
But I thought the rally cry with the mail is not for sale was so much fun to get out there and hold your placards up.
Yes.
And yell, the mail is not for sale. It was fun.
It was good. It was a good motto. And again, we got a couple slogans out here, but we really wanted to show that we were postal proud, that we're proud of the job that we do for America and the post office. This really isn't against anybody else's campaign or how anybody else wants to look at it. Again, but we want to look at not what the administration is trying to do or anything else. We want to focus on what we are to America, what we've been to America.
Exactly.
We've been serving America for longer than there's been an America.
Right.
So
we've been around for a while.
We've been around for a while. We know what we're doing.
Right.
And we've been doing it pretty good because we're one of the most trusted federal agencies year after year in doing what we do for America.
Exactly.
So those are the things we want to convey because that's who we really need to pull in and support us as we could fight to continue serving.
Right.
That's what we're here to do. We're all here to serve America in our role as a postal employee, whether you're a craft employee or management or executive.
Right.
That's what our task is, and we shouldn't lose sight of that.
Right.
In everything that's
do you
going on.
think this is the biggest issue for NAPS right now in today's current environment? Do you think that is our biggest obstacle that we're facing right now?
Absolutely, I do. I do for this reason, right? And never in our history have we had the proponents of privatization so close to the infrastructure of the agency.
Sure, we've heard a lot of talk.
Right, but it's always far away.
Exactly.
Right. Now it's sitting at our doorstep, actually, maybe even sitting at the table with us.
Right. That's it.
So
That's exactly
that changes the perspective. That changes the urgency. So, yeah, I do think this is probably the most critical thing we have going on. And we have a lot of things, really other things going on with the lawsuit and pay talks coming up. But to me, this does stand as the most critical time. That's why I thought it was important for us to capitalize on that moment and get that rally scheduled.
And it worked great.
It did work great. We really kind of shook the foundations over there and in the Congress, because they have actually the speaker's office, they were out on the balcony looking at us.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
So they heard us.
What was really cool was one of our members, he was a first-timer, Richard, he walked down the hill over to where the water was, and he said you could hear it just as plain down there as you could standing right up next to it. He said that those speakers were just blaring.
They were, yeah. It was a great job put on by the sound team.
Oh, yeah.
And again, Chuck pulled it together. It's kind of, it was a short period of time. I think he may have had 2 weeks to get it together. But
he did a good job.
He did a great job.
Because he had to get those placards printed, too.
Absolutely.
It was a lot to do.
Yeah. Had to get it all done. And we want to always put our best foot forward and be impactful. Not to do it just to do it. We wanted to do it and have a purpose and a meaning behind it. And he really did. He helped us have a purpose and meaning behind doing it. So.
Oh, that is awesome. All right. So now I'm going to shift gears on you here. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What is the coolest thing about being the NAPS president? What is the best thing that you like about it?
Getting to go around and meet members.
Oh, isn't that neat?
Getting to go around meeting members. I mean, we know you. We all know Bob. But when you go around and you meet somebody, what was interesting, Bob, when I came here, I first person who came up to me, I wasn't sure what was Dr. Sung.
Okay, yeah.
Right. I never met her before.
No, she's a newcomer.
First timer at the convention.
Right.
But I've talked to her several times on the phone, helping her through issues.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and for her to come up and say, "Now I finally get to meet you," and
that's cool.
That's one of the really cool things about this job. And again, it's kind of serving the members. It's just being able to serve our association, our membership. Does give me a special purpose,
Exactly.
And that's kind of keeps me going.
So how long have you been in NAPS? When did you join?
I joined in NAPS. I made supervisor, I think it was May 6, 1989.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I joined NAPS May 6, 1989. Absolutely. That was my first order of business when I reported to work. Not when I reported to work. Before I left work, my first shift was the Tour 1 MDO at that time. Walked up, gave me an application.
Oh, is that right?
Yep. So fill this out.
Yeah.
Hal Nickler.
Is that right? You remember who it was?
Hal Nickler came up, gave me my application. I signed up, and that started me.
There you go. And then you went from there, and I know you've probably been a branch president and all that stuff. And so I first met you when you were executive vice president.
Yeah.
That was the first time that you and I had ever met. Mm-hmm. And then when you became president, then I thought, well, he's on his way. Yeah. I mean, he's finally made it. Good for you. So let me ask you this question. This will be our final question of the day. How many more terms are you going to run?
Oh, God.
You don't have to answer that.
That's the question of the year right now. And, the way I've approached my whole career in NAPS is, being able to do for membership and wanting to do more for membership. Mm-hmm. So when that time is up, that's when I know that time is up. I know we've been able to do some great things. I've always looked at every 2 years as, when I go into that next year before the Nationals start to consider what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So I haven't really started that process, but I will say I feel good where I am.
There you go.
That I've been able to do some things.
Absolutely.
And we've been able to move some things. Again, look, our average EAS pays went up almost 17, almost 18%.
Look at that.
Since 2021.
That's pretty strong.
Pretty darn good.
You better believe it.
Not where we should be, not where we deserve to be, but better than we were.
Better than we were.
So, and that's a positive. So we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, I wanted to put you on the spot just to see if I could get a scoop here.
Well, you sure did.
If I get a scoop on the podcast. Ivan, it's a pleasure to have you on the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Bob.
All right,
I really appreciate it.
We do too. Thank you.
All right, bye.
For 100 years, the Nashville Post Office Credit Union has proudly served the postal community, bringing financial security and support to those who deliver our world. Founded in 1925, we've stood by our members through every challenge, providing trusted financial services and personalized care. From savings and loans to modern banking solutions, we've evolved to meet your needs while keeping our community spirit alive. The Nashville Post Office Credit Union, people helping people since 1925.
And for our second cup today, we're going to be talking to the CEO of the Nashville Post Office Credit Union, Cristy Skinner. Cristy, how are you?
I'm great. How are you? Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you. We've had a little technical difficulties, but we got through that, and I wanted to talk to you about being at the 85th Tennessee State Convention. What do you think so far?
It's amazing.
Have you had a good time?
I've had a great time. People are amazing and they're happy, and I have heard some really good compliments today.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
this is
really
the
good.
best state convention that she's been to. I've heard that.
Wow, that is impressive. It really is. So I wanted to talk to you just for a few minutes about the 100th anniversary celebration that we just had. How much fun was that?
Robert, I am still on cloud nine. We had so much fun. So many people showed up, and it's such a great honor to work for an organization that serves the postal community. And what we do for the members of the United States Post Office is we save them financially. And so to bring them together outside of their work, and it was like a family reunion, and they were so happy and grateful, and it's just an amazing time.
Oh, it was so much fun. And the thing that I loved about it was the fact that everybody was, like you said, they were visiting people they hadn't seen in years. And these are people that were retired and current workers. They were all having a good time. Food was fantastic. And it was just a great celebration. And who was the guy that's going around to all these credit unions? What was his name? He was hilarious.
Fred Robinson. That's the CEO, the president and CEO of the Tennessee Credit Union League.
Okay.
So he came to speak. And then, Robert, you emceed it. It was amazing. We had fun. So much fun.
It really was fun. We had a really good time. Now, talk about the history of the credit union, the Nashville Post Office Credit Union. How old is it?
Nashville Post Office Credit Union is
100
years
right?
old.
Yeah.
Yes.
But how old is it as far as other credit unions?
So amazingly enough, we are 28th in the world. We are the 28th oldest credit union in the world.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah. And the third oldest, I think I read, in Tennessee.
State. That is correct.
So that's fantastic. And the thing about the Postal Credit Union is that it does focus just on postal employees.
Absolutely.
Talk about that a little bit.
So we are not community chartered. We only serve the postal community. And so we are here for you. If you have worked, retired from the United States Postal Service, we can serve you. And that's our niche.
Right. That's so good.
You are our people.
Yeah, that's right.
And we are here for you.
So good. Well, I wanted to have you on the podcast today just to thank you for being the sponsor of Saturday Cup of Joe podcast, and really do appreciate all that y'all have done for us. And this is a marriage made in heaven. We get to talk about the Post Office Credit Union, and we get to talk about postal things on this podcast.
Well, I love it. And I love that you allowed me to come and talk today.
Sure.
And I love having naps at our credit union.
Right.
And amazing people and just really good people. And so I love it. And thank you for sponsoring Nashville Post Office Credit Union and talking about all the great things that we do for
the members. Absolutely.
For our members, our postal members and their families.
That is great.
Did you know that your family members can join?
No, I did not.
Not just employees, your family members.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's good to know. We'll go by and see all my friends at the Nashville Post Office Credit Union. Cristy, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. And thanks for having us at convention.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast presented by the Nashville Post Office Credit Union. And we're coming to you live from the 85th Tennessee State Convention at the Drury Plaza Hotel in Franklin, Tennessee. Thanks so much for listening. And remember, every great weekend starts with a great cup of Joe. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast. Please note that the views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of Robert Wakefield and do not necessarily reflect the views of the National Association of Postal Supervisors. We welcome your questions and comments, so send those to SaturdayCupofJoe@gmail.com.